Hi, my name is Brianna Kohler, and by using Humble Inquiry to help create more positive results in my current future workplace, I can build stronger relationships and I can also encourage collaboration. If I were ever to be in a supervisory role where I would have to create or monitor deadlines, I can talk to employees about maybe why they're not meeting those deadlines or communicate with them about what they think would be like the best deadline because they're the ones that's going to be completing the project or the assignment, and they would know best about what they can do in that time frame, and then we can just kind of talk about that. And I would really try and hear them out about where they're coming from, especially if they are communicating to me that they're not going to be able to meet their deadline. And we would be able to look into the possibility of extending their deadline, or figuring out ways where someone could help them to where they can meet their deadline by bringing in an additional coworker to help them on the project. Another way that I can use Humble Inquiry is if I were ever have to discipline employees. A lot of this comes from the work I do is for a staffing agency, and a lot of our employees either don't show up for their shifts, or they're late to their shifts, or they have to leave their shifts early. And if I were ever have to discipline them on those actions, I would just try my best to understand like where they're coming from by asking questions, to understand where they're coming from, and asking like, hey, why did you not show up for your shift? Did something happen to you? Did something happen to your car? Did something happen in your family? Like, why didn't you show up for your shift? And then just best advising them based on the different situations that they present to me. Secondly, I can share the concepts of Humble Inquiry with others in a safe, encouraging way by just explaining the facts and the benefits of using Humble Inquiry and telling them stories about how it's worked in the past. For example, I can explain to them how I've used Humble Inquiry and how it's helped me build stronger relationships. And then I can also tell other stories about how others have achieved this as well. And then by explaining the stories, they're more likely to listen because they have like a real life example that they can base everything off of. And by explaining the facts and the benefits, they can see how it really works and how it could potentially help them in their personal life or their professional life, and how they can use that to just build stronger relationships in general, and how they can help encourage collaboration and everything like that. Lastly, with Humble Inquiry in mind, one thing that I can do differently this week is to take the time to really listen to my friends or my significant other, or my coworkers a little bit better. That way I can better understand where they're coming from rather than just telling them maybe what they want to hear. Just really listening to where they're coming from, and that way I can gain a better understanding about why they're feeling the way they are feeling. And by doing this, I can just get to know them better in the first place and understand like where their values are held, and everything like that. And that's one thing I can do differently this week to use Humble Inquiry.